Okay, so I just wanted to show you up close what one of these little plants looks like. So this plant is 2 years in the making. The budwood was collected 2 years ago from vines that had been tested at Georgian to make sure they're perfectly clean. This is the UCD 37. This yellow tag you see here says inspected by James Stamp. James is our consultant, and he follows the process all the way through. You know, planting a vineyard is very dangerous these days, and there's lots of pitfalls with all of the new diseases we seem to find. It seems like every week there's a new disease. So he tested all the budwood in the field to make sure it was totally clean before we took anything. Then we only take the strongest wood, cut the buds, send them to the nursery. In this case it was Nova Vine. And you can see right here the Nova Vine tag, and it shows that it's our own wood, Pinot Noir, and it's on the Schwarzman rootstock. And not too many people have heard of that rootstock, but Ken and I discovered it in 1997, and it's a very invigorating rootstock, and yet seems to show some gopher resistance. So Ken really likes it because we have a lot of gophers out here in Sebastopol. So that's an added bonus. And so in the background you can see Louise is trimming the roots and getting the plants ready. You don't want them quite this long for planting. And it's just, to me, a fascinating process. These are bench grafts, which are not too common these days because they take 2 years to make. More commonly, people plant green vines, which are basically grown up in just a few months. So they're very fragile when they're put in the ground. And as I was mentioning before, these take less water. Now you can see, I just want to show you the soil. If you can see the soil right here, this is still the natural water. You know, this soil is still moist, you know. So these vines are being planted in moist soil. Look at that Goldridge sandy soil. Look at it, it's just falling apart. So this is just perfect for, number one, for Pinot. Number two, that's great conditions to put a vine into. So we will not have to water these a lot, and they're not as fragile as the others. Now you see this gentleman over here is carrying the grow tubes. Now these grow tubes are great because, and they're a little bit more expensive than the cardboard ones. You see they're like milk cartons, but these actually provide more of a protection from the rabbits, and also create a microclimate that's very humid inside to keep, again, to conserve the water and the moisture. So that's why you see all these funny looking tubes all over the place.